Oh shit, sorry. Sitting here, being live. Just because I'm done with my trade. There's not much you can say. I reckon this is probably going to go lower, but it's just a nice 1 hour done. Right. Morning. So I was looking at a return from the 4 hour, possibly to the previous 4 hour, but at least to the previous hour, right? Which we've just tapped. Morning, Peter. Morning. So we're crossing the zero line as well on dynamic TP. I couldn't be bothered going for any more. I just wanted to get the trade done. I've got a lot to do today. So yeah, we're about 2:30 on the trade. Job done this morning. We're going to look at some other stuff, but yeah, just if you follow the path, right? I missed this. I just nipped to the toilet. Otherwise, I'd have taken it from the 1 hour rejection. But got your 4 hour liquidity taken. We tap. New hour starts. We take the high, and then we close below. So we close below the low, and we get a tap in while dynamic TP is coming down to the zero line. So this, when we reject it here and we come back up to the 4 hour, that was just my entry covering most of the 4 hour and the fair value. And then I would have been looking to take it to here, to the 1 hour, or partial, and let run to the previous 4 hour as a possibility. But like I said, just wanted to get the trade in and get done, and then we'll have a look at some others, just because I didn't get really where I wanted to be, which would have been the tap at the hour and then the close below. So probably either here or here would have been my entry. Let's have a look. Yeah. So, entry, execution. Got in a little higher. Got out a little higher. About 1 hour. 250. Yeah. Job done. I like the continuation now. But doesn't really matter. Right. Let's have a little look what we've got. Can bring this down a bit. I've got a lot of back testing to do today. I want to finish off the I want to try and get all of the year done from for the orb. You see this trade this morning? That is an absolute beaut. Watch if I do this, I bet it'll come up. Chart. No way. No way. 1 minute. Is that not I'm on the 1 minute, that's why. Yeah, that tap of that high while bearish, dynamic TP under the 0 line. And then inverse, just a beautiful trade. Same thing here. Market our structure of a candle, take the high, come back in, buy signal. It's a beauty. Let me just change the settings back to chart. I'm going to go back on the 2 minute. So we're not necessarily in a range at the moment, right? But we've come down from the open all the way down, failed to take the low, switched bullish, and then we've taken the high, taken the low, but we are still trending up. This level around here, possibly, we can look for some sort of breakdown, building up our liquidity levels. Why are these green? Hang on. I don't want that to be 15 minutes. You know who's been on my computer, don't you, trading? You know who was on this computer yesterday trading. Messing it all up. Yeah, so you can see our structure, our higher time frame structure is even broken. So these are our lows. And then we've come up and put in a new high. So we have closed above on the higher time frame, 5 minute. In fact, I need to be on the 6 minute when I'm trading on the 2. So yeah, we've put in our higher time frame. So possibly, like I said, return to this area if we're going to come down a bit. Even this low to watch if we don't take that low, because we're still in bullish momentum on the higher time frame. Obviously the lower time frame has shifted for a pullback. Sounds very low. Do you know what it is? It's because fucking B's been on. Let's have a look. Then is that going up or is that going down? It's not really doing anything. It's as high as it goes. I'm just gonna have to talk louder. Morning, Aaron. Hope you're well, buddy. Right, let's have a look at NQ. We're trapped inside the daily, aren't we? We've had this massive daily candle. So we're still inside this daily candle while we've been sort of correcting down. We're coming up above the 0 line. Ooh, a nice flip here, right? So here's your 4 hour, here's your hourly. We come down bearish. Not only do we flip lower time frame market structure, we also take the high of the 4 hour after an hour, giving us more probability that this is our low. We come down and retest, and then continue on up. So it's a nice little trade up. But still expecting these is our higher time frame range, right? So here, 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 and right now we're playing inside that range, right? So we've come up. So if we were to come below, then possibly we could see a continuation down through these lows. Just swept, just taken out liquidity above, right? So we've taken out again, double sweep into a fair value. Yeah, we'll see what happens. This area's been left untouched, so it could be that this is our sweep and come up into here. The 4 hour, we've still got another 2 hours of that 4 hour, so it might be that we need to see that change for anything. But NQ's not looking particularly great this morning. We're not so much in a range on the lower time frames, right? Because we are trending down, but we are in a range as in when we've opened. So it's a bit of a messy one on NQ. That's what you want to see. Come above, outside the daily box, maintained it above it. Dynamic TP's above, very nice. Really nice. Let me set up me. Right, so we want you. No. There we go. I want 4 hour. Messing with my fucking computer. Oh, these bloody liquidity lines. I don't need them on. Meditation time. Yeah. Not yet under that zero line. Another nice tap. We've got a new 1 hour. How's that gone so big? We're not buying into resistance, right? Even this one was all right coming. Got a nice sweep of liquidity as well, to be fair. And then we come up and take that high. Not a terrible trade, to be fair. Dynamic TP's bullish. It's just, yeah, maybe it's early on in the hour, so we can flip the hour. But yeah, you'd be looking at this high as soon as that's gone. You're definitely not taking these now. You've taken the low of the hour, right? Because we're now bearish and you're looking for bearish signals. Which will probably be on the 1 hour minute. We've gone under on the 1 minute. Where are we? No, we've not gone under yet. Yeah, we've just got under on the 1 minute. Like I said, this sort of area here, it's very weak on the way down. This is being interesting to see whether this low goes. But yeah, kind of trail to around here. That would have been my sort of ideal trade. Partial around here. Trade down to here. Like I said, we just got done with our 1R this morning. How did everyone get on yesterday? Anyone join in the afternoon session? I've got a lot of work to do. I need to put together all the rules, in PDF format. I want to complete more back testing. I've got what, 5 months. I really want to complete 2024 and 2025, just so that we've got all of the data. Only 10 minutes, yeah. I was at meetings yesterday, so I was away for business. There's nothing I could do. Hardly slept last night, unfortunately. Another reason why I'm only taking short trades. Head's not as good as it would be. It's a lovely reversal on market structure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plenty of swings. We take out the low, right? New hour, return, tap. Dynamic TP's gone red. It's a beautiful little retracement. We need to know that our higher time frame, right? Here's our higher time frame swing in the blue, right? That potentially we might not take out this level, but it's a beautiful, beautiful structure. Euro tends to be very good on structure, to be fair. That's why anyone who you look at SMC, a lot of them just trade Euro. Yes, any better than... Oh, yes, is a lot better than NQ. Did it gap up as well? Did it leave a gap? Is that a gap? No, 2 candles. 2 candles up, and then we've stayed above. Now, weekly levels up here. Which we've not come back to yet. If we're going to be bullish today, it's definitely an area to watch out for. Probably on NQ as well if we go bullish, but NQ's looking a little sloppy inside of the range. You got the weekly level here as well, right? So we had the tap on the daily yesterday. Beautiful target. And then we've come up. As soon as the new day starts, straight through. Yeah, if we go bullish, it could be a nice target today. Right now, you can see the higher time frame, right? You can see this high put in here, right? Then we take the low, then we put in a new high back at the 4 hour. Then we take the low, now we put in a new high, right? So we had our higher time frame as bullish. What will be interesting on NQ is now we're coming back to our current 4 hour, which is bullish, whether we lose it and see that continuation down. I got a feeling we're not. However, it doesn't really matter, because we wait for price to show us. Interesting. Obviously, you can see we've switched bearish now on all the market structure. I didn't do too much today so far. Like I said, just that small trade, 250. It's coming down, nice structure on gold. What have I done? Have I done anything this week? What day is it? Oh, we've only just started. It was bank holiday, wasn't it? That's why I'm thinking, why have I missed so much? But we had a bank holiday on Monday. I think that might be my first trade this week. Wasn't able to get the ORB because I was out, and there was no trade on Monday, and I was working. So let's have a look at this week. Yeah, that's my first trade. First trade this week. Last week we had a good week. I'd go for home runs. That's not home runs. Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. I'd go for base hits today. That beautiful switch. Sets our higher time frame. Right, let's see what we do at the 4 hour. This is our current 4 hour low. Oh, do you know what I've not done? I haven't gone through the data. Silly me. Let's get through the data. We need to look at how we're doing in highs and lows. A nice bounce off the 4 hour. So MaxAlgo. We want stats. It's not hourly stats. We'll see how our high and low data is doing this week. Right. Gonna have to. Don't need all of you. Hours. Let's start on the hourly, and we just want to look at this week. I just want to look at this week. We're in May, aren't we? So, oh my god. Oh god, it's gonna kill it. Happens at the same time around this time every fucking day. Sunday. Oh, you penis. Right. Let's clear this up a bit. Okay, bullish, bearish. Pretty similar. I've had 24 bullish hours this week. 31 bearish hours, so we've had more bearish hours this week on NQ. What do you think? That makes sense, doesn't it, right? We're under the weekly, so we've got a bearish week. Makes sense that we've got more bearish hours. So in the first 20 minutes of an hour, we've got about 79% probability we've had our low in the first 20 minutes, which is good. And even the bearish side's been pretty solid as well, up at 75. So the data's kind of hitting what we normally hit, right? That average range of about 70% in the first 20 minutes. Deliverability's been good as well. Last 20 minutes, we've seen 70%, 60%. So, yeah, the data's been pretty standard, pretty much what we preach, right? In high and low data. Here he is. Hey, you come on here, you mess with all my screen stuff, you delete all my charts, then you come in here and you start eating your food and you open stuff up. No, I don't want to hear it. You sit down and be quiet.
You stupid setup.
I knew it, see?
You can tell you're short because that chair and everything was all for the little person.
A little person. A little person. And I am not short. I am of perfectly normal size.
Squeeze forward.
Whatever.
It's like a little midget.
No, it's because you've got no body.
I've got short legs, no body.
Okay.
I've got lots of body.
Yeah. So we're talking about that rejection on the 4 hour, right? Because the 4 hour is bullish, even though our market structure is bearish. Nice rejection. Let's carry on looking at the data. Sorry about that. You think he did not call me a hobbit? Yes. Did you call me a hobbit?
What?
On screen? Yes. Yeah, horrible. Horrible. Right, let's have a look at gold. Fucking, I can just hear you now. This chair's so low, that hobbit.
Little man.
Fucking heat. Oh my god. Can you just open it like a normal person? I hate you. Gold's been pretty good. He's sipping it like a tramp.
I missed you.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what did happen yesterday at the office in Manchester. So they've got one of the people's got a new dog. It's a rescue dog, right? And he seemed all right. The dog seemed fine. I think he's called Bruno. Just a standard dog, really. Brown, medium size.
You wouldn't know the name of the dog, would you?
I did. It's called Bruno. Anyway, so
The breed?
the breed. No, it looked like every homeless dog when you see like in international homeless dogs that are abroad. They just look like the same dogs. That sort of really like a really small coat, brown colour, so that when they lay down they disappear in the dirt.
So what we call
Bruno.
A 57.
57.
Yeah, it's called a 57.
Why?
Because the years ago it's called the Heinz 57. Remember they're on the tin of beans?
Yeah.
57 varieties. It means it's a mix of everything.
Okay.
It's a malt.
Fucking right.
It's called 57.
You call dogs mutts 50? It's a 57. All right, okay, fair enough. Anyway, so the dog went out for lunch and they went to Tesco's up the road.
On his own?
No, the dog did not go out for lunch on its own. It went with someone on a lead. Anyway, so outside Tesco's, and obviously they can't take the dog in Tesco's. So this nice homeless man and partner said, "Do you want us to hold your dog while you go into Tesco's?" So they said, "Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, thank you very much." I wouldn't leave my dog with some random person, but they did anyway. So they leave the dog with the homeless person and go into Tesco's, come back, and the dog's pissed over the homeless person. They were devastated, absolutely devastated over his bed, everything, just full on weed over it. It is terrible.
Oh, you're joking.
She was devastated. The girl was absolutely, I'd have died inside.
I assume this guy's now living with her.
Yeah, she 100%.
Oh, God. Oh, that's an awful story.
Oh, it was so bad.
What a horrendous story.
Why would you bring a dog in that wheezes everywhere?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say that he'd stole the dog.
Didn't steal the dog. I thought it was going to come back that they stole the dog as well when she was telling me. No.
No, he pissed on his neck.
Yeah.
Wow.
He weed in the office as well.
Why would you take a leaky dog?
I don't know. It's disgusting. Anyway, that was pretty wild.
How are we getting on this morning?
Good. Just on 1 hour on gold. I'm not doing anything crazy today. I need to... the markets are a bit choppy from the move down yesterday, but just looking at the hourly data, because I usually go on each morning and I go through how we're looking so far this week on the hourly data. Just usually you'll see a bias, for example, like if we're more bearish, the bearish data will be better, but it's pretty consistent this week across both of them. So bullish and bearish, which kind of makes sense. We're pretty rangy in some of the pairs. So bullish, we've had gold's been a lot more bullish. We've had 38 bullish hours compared to 17. Like, that's significantly more bullish. But probability, first 20 minutes, 75% instead of your continuation trade. So gold is our previous day. Here's our current week. I mean, yeah, look how bullish that is. So it's the first day where we are below the daily. I really like a potential retap of the daily today. And if we're going to stay bearish, a rejection off the daily. That could be a really good trade. Let's add that alert. Pew, 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 add alert. Done. NQ's just stuck inside of the range. We were looking at this bearish market structure, but the 4 hours bullish. And we've come back and we're currently holding the 4 hour. Yeah, man. I'm going to do, obviously talking to the guys about, I want to get most of 2024 done for the back test of the ORB. That's my plan to smash through this morning. Get most of that done. And then just need to put the PDFs and that together. What were you listening to yesterday anyway?
What was I listening to? Ibiza Chill.
Yeah, lovely. I want to know who uses Apple Music. Tick it in the chat if you use Apple Music. I don't believe anybody uses Apple Music. I think everybody uses pretty much Spotify. I don't think anybody uses Apple Music.
I don't care. You should use none because you have the same playlist and you have them for 10 years.
Hey, listen, you like what you like.
So you don't even need Spotify. You could have downloaded it. Put it on a tape.
I can't. LimeWire doesn't exist anymore.
It does actually.
Oh, does it? What was the other one? Napster. Man, that was like a night out in a cheap nightclub, isn't it? LimeWire, just full of viruses. Yep, see, nobody has commented that they use Apple Music.
See, the problem is,
Zero comments.
The only problem is, you're the only person who cares. I don't care that you use Spotify. It bothers you deeply that I use Apple Music.
Yeah, it does.
Even though you've got an Apple phone.
Yeah, but it's because
I wouldn't mind. You've got a shit Apple phone as well.
It's because it's rubbish.
It doesn't work.
Yes, it doesn't work. But Apple Music is rubbish.
But it's perfect for me.
It's not perfect for you.
It works perfectly for me.
No. Wow. Bullish hours on CL, 80%. So 36 bullish hours, and over 80% of the bullish lows have been in the first 20 minutes. Woo! Shitty distribution though on the bullish side. That's really... So first 20 minutes has been... The first 20 minutes... Sorry, the second 10 minutes, so 20 minutes in, has actually had quite a good probability of having our high. So when we're going bearish, we do want to wait for that 20 minutes on CL. It's still in the 70%, well, just under the 70%, so that's pretty good. And the distribution's really good as well, right? So last 20 minutes, you can see 42, same thing really, about 60%. So your BE on CL. Yeah, CL's really bullish, isn't it? Watch it plummet in one fucking candle now, I've said that. We have been bullish a lot. So, look out for it. Are we going to get a little retracement out of here, back up to our 1 hour? That sounds like looks like a nice little trade. Let's investigate.
Just open Safari 1 minute.
Safari!
So easy. So easy.
Something wrong with you. Watch that. See these open vibs? I like that. Rejection. And then possible tap on this. What do you reckon? Can we snipe a little trade out of this? Oh, there's one on the 1 minute. I don't know. See this here? If you were starting the hour, that is a beautiful little scalp out of the alpha boxes, right? So we come down, second candle closes bearish, right? And leaves a vib. So if we're now expecting this to continue and even to our previous hour, right? You can take really nice, see this tap back up into the vib. Safest place is above the previous candle that created it, right? Obviously, you've got the open there, so you could have gone a bit over the open or the current candle as well. And then you're just looking to take that tap in, or wait for it to tap and then come back out and take the high of the previous candle, stop above either the VIB like this or the open, and target the previous hour. These are really, you got to be watching charts, but these are really nice entries when you see that. And it's, the VIBs open up when price is moving in a direction with a bit of volume, right? Ah, shit, I'm talking away and I missed what I was going to do. So I was talking about this VIB and potentially taking a little entry off it and trying to scalp up, see what the 5 minutes done. So you could still get it on the 5 minute. But anyway, that is a beautiful little trade out there. And then you can see when we come down into this 4 hour, we come down, we've got a fair value. We then open this 2 VIBs here, right? Price comes up, rejects on it, and then you see how we open this VIB and start moving away with volume? Out of the 4 hour. 4 hours bullish. Like we said, potentially this could be where we expect a reversal. Away we go. Like, even if you wanted to take this trade out of here, you're not risking too much, right? So you can have stop below the candle that created the VIB, entry on the VIB. Alternatively, you can wait for the rejection like that, and then when it opened up bullish, again with another gap, you could have taken this. Same thing. Out of the narrative that our 4 hour is bullish, right? And potentially we're expecting that reversal. Now what happens when we've had a bullish and then we open bearish on an alpha box, right? If the previous hour's being bullish and then we have a bearish, any alpha box to be fair, then we expect a potential return to the previous alpha box, which is what we've done. So we've come down to the previous alpha box. We have taken the low of the previous hour in a wick. 2 candles like that is a wick. I've got 1 time frame, 2 time frames, 3 time frames, 5 time frames. There we go. So you can see the previous hour and then this wick down, taking that previous hour. So it'd be interesting to see whether we fully reverse and take out this fair value. But either way, what we were talking about on the narrative of our market structure, right? So higher time frame low, higher time frame high, higher time frame low, higher time frame high is now put in. Right, so we've put that in and failed to take the low. Yeah, I am using it like that as well. The VIBs are more advanced. It's more of an advanced entry, the VIBs. I am building a system around that at the moment. However, right now, yeah, I like the hang on, let me just fucking clean this up. I would have had my normal chart, but someone closed it when they came on the computer yesterday. Don't know why.
I just used the old one.
Yeah, but there was 3 windows open.
For TradingView.
Mm.
Yeah, because you closed them, I told you. You told me the day before. I closed them all.
Yeah,
So
but when you open it up, doesn't it reopen the existing windows?
Yeah, and then when I finished, I closed them so it wasn't bothering you at home.
See?
Same as that. I left it how I found it.
No, you didn't. You said Such a liar.
I actually did it for you, you know.
No, you did not do it for me.
I actually, well, it wouldn't trigger me, would it?
Yeah, but you must have physically X'd these boxes along the top.
Not one.
Really?
Not one.
We're having a mother's tiff here, hang on.
No, I don't even like you.
There's no need to be like that.
Horrible. I wanted this and I stayed at home with my wife.
So yeah, on the 1 minute, this would have been the entry. Your wife doesn't want you there either.
Well, it's not the point. Steve Ford, I think he mentioned Hobbit. He grassed me up.
Yep.
Grassed me up.
Yep. Fully grassed you up. You're a horrible bastard. Sorry. Can't say that.
You can, I'm a horrible bastard.
Hmm. Ah. What have I done and what have I broken? Dickhead. Oh. Yes, yes. I deserve it for that. Yeah. Stupid ass. I left on the liquidity settings. So yeah, on the 1 minute, that would have been the entry out of the alpha box, right? Beep, 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 beep. I don't think there was an entry on the 2 minute. Nah. And then... yeah, beautiful trade out of the 4 hour. We just spoke about that 4 hour holding. Structurally, right, we came down, first hour, put in a low, and then we took the high of that first hour, 4 hour candle, given a statistical probability of this being our low. We're also dancing out of the daily box as well, which is good on the 1 minute. See, we're just more bearish than bullish, even though we still haven't taken the other high. So, and then obviously structurally we're bearish. It's our higher time frame. So here. So let's mark it out. Hey. So we start the day with this giant candle. We then get our first high. We put in our low. We put in our high just at the 4 hour. Right? So we expect. Continue on down. Come up. We can see we've confirmed this high now. Dots in. So, and then we've got our 4 hour candle here. Our 4 hour candle has switched bullish. 4 hour candle was bearish. Right? So, big difference. So when we come down into our 4 hour candle, we've got probability of this low holding, right? Just because market structure is bearish doesn't mean candle theory data isn't going to hold. So potentially market structure could still go just when there's a new 4 hour candle. That statistical edge is then gone and you can continue on down. However, this was always going to be the area where you were potentially either looking for price to break through or reject, and then a potential return to the 1 hour. So now we're just waiting. Is this our new low, potentially? Right, and then we've returned to our 1 hour now. We've still got half an hour left. So it's done quite a lot in half an hour. Nice short, in line with market structure. Why would you take that trade? You've come all the way up into this fair value gap. You're bearish on market structure. Potentially you're expecting price to reverse. This hour's bullish. This hour comes out. Starts out by taking the low. And again, like I said, with that open fib, when you're going below the open, could have taken that little tap in. Alternatively, it just goes straight down. There's no other real way to jump in, really. And then out of the narrative of the 4 hour, potentially you could have taken this and the higher time frame, right? So we are above the 0 line. We get a buy signal out of our alpha box, 4 hour, boom, targeting our previous 1 hour. Job done. I mean, that's a nice trade on the 1 minute. I mean, if you look at the stop would go below the entry candle, or alternatively the full 4 hour if you wanted to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's 3R out of there. I think 2.5, just below that low, just below the box is fine. And then we get another rejection off of the hour. Playing a bit of ping pong. So the alerts for the orb will be out. I've putting together, that's what I'm going to do today, all of the instructions on how you follow the system will be put out. So there's only really 2 alerts that you can put on with orb. No, 4 alerts, right? So you can see mine, I've got bearish fair value gap detected, right? So all I was looking for was we confirm long, right? I'm looking for price to push back in the other direction and give us a potential entry. So that's all you're really looking for. And then you actually get to the chart to wait for your entry signal. Now the filters, it's not just straightforward. There has been, we've edited the settings on particular entries. They're not just any inverse. There is a specific type that you need. Size, time, and that's all built into the indicator. So you're not just taking any. That's why you got to wait for the signal and be ready. But it's on the 5-minute chart, so you've got plenty of time. But it was still a good day yesterday. I mean, this tapped back to the previous day. You can see this is the previous day here. Was a cracking trade. And then even back on the new hour, there was still easily another trade there as well. So it was a good day. Unfortunately, there was no trade on Monday. Again, you can see the weekly level, right? So the alpha boxes are just so good for areas of where you want to take profit, where price might reverse. So we're bearish on the week, bearish on the day. We come up into the weekly. We've got a gap here. So weekly opening and daily gap. Right, there's your short. Fucking to the tick. Here's your entry. All below the alpha box, hourly here. Tap back in, stop above. Straight back to the orb. Right? Alpha boxes combined with it are just next level. Same thing here, like we start our new 4 hour. Look what happens when we reverse it. 4 hours bullish, 4 hours bearish. 4 hours bullish, 4 hours bearish. When we're inside a weekly level and a daily level, when we've been bearish all day, this potentially is our high and we could see a rejection. We've got a VIB left open. We've come up and filled it, come back into it again, right? Traded back in it and rejected immediately from that location. See you later. Be interesting to see whether we come back up into here again. Yeah, maybe not. So yeah, that was cracking. Cracking. But yeah, I've put together, I've got the strategy, the rules. Correct. This is all about not sitting at your computer, because when you sit at your computer, you are looking for trades. And this is about, you've got two different journeys, right? You've got the journey to become a trader. So do you want to be a full-time trader? Do you want to go on that journey? Do you want to be in the game and be a trader? Now, if you want to do that, then you're in the less than 5% of people that are going to be successful, right? It's a long journey, and you need to focus on your discipline and mental game priority. And then you've got the other side, where people who are looking to make a bit of money on the side, you know, try and make some decent enough cash so that they can improve their life, and it just be something that they can do alongside, you know, their life and for their family, right? And that's what the ORB strategy is there to do. It's not going to teach you how to become this incredible trader, but it is going to help you make cash, and that is the key. So you can either be part of the 95%, where we're here to make a bit of money and let's do that, or you're focused on your journey as a trader and you need to really focus on you as an individual. There's a couple of things you need to be able to do in that, right? And the mental game is the main thing. If you've got a crazy life, lots of stuff going on, it's going to make it extremely more difficult. And if you want to do both, then you can make a bit of cash from the ORB while still going on that journey to be a trader, without losing all your money. But there are specific rules to it, right? It's not just load up and go. So you need to wait until I've finished putting all that stuff together. And I was considering not coming on live this morning to focus on doing that. However, with everyone's push, obviously, for us to come on live, I thought, you know what? Let's jump on and do it. So that being said, I think let's just recap on gold, right? So gold's been very bullish, this week. We can see we've come all the way up, and we're now potentially flipping bearish. Okay. This is a very sort of corrective pull. However, I do like a retest of the daily level. As you can see, I've set an alert here. If we can get a tap back up into this level and a clean rejection, then potentially see a little short out of there. That'd be nice. This morning, we've been inside our 4 hour. We've been correcting up after a move down on the lower time frames. This is our previous 4 hour, so we go bullish, return. A wick below I'm not too bothered about, right? As long as I don't close below. A wick is just a liquidity grab, and then look, we carry on bullish and we return back up and take out these highs, and then we've switched bearish. Which move looks stronger? This move bullish or this move bearish? Right? Which one's stronger? This one or this one? So right now, this is the strongest one for me, and while I still feel like the bearish side's got legs, just need to be a little bit careful. And this is why I just traded that 1 hour and got done, because we're in this bit of chop. So it looks like potentially we could start the next 4 hour and then have a run of these highs. But we'll see. NQ, we've just been through a great trade discussion on how we could have taken those trades. With our bearish narrative, we are looking at this high now being our current high. Nice rejection off the hourly. Now we might see this 4 hour go. We've still got 15 minutes. I think how long we got left for the 4 hour? Still got an hour. We've still got another hour and 15 minutes. So it's going to be interesting coming back to this 4 hour that we open up. And if we can see this logo, then we carry on our bearish structure, right? It's just going to be interesting to see how we level out around this 4 hour. Yeah. And on that note, Aaron, I'm going to go and finish off the work that I'm doing so that we can launch the videos, the course, the business plan, all of that information. There's a lot to do, and I want to finish the back test as well for 2024, just so that we've got all the data for everybody to see. And yeah, I'm not going to be on later. There's too much to do today, so we'll be on the day after. All right. We need to make sure we've got everything done, because as much as you guys want it, what you do want is clear structure and clear direction, and it done right, exactly. So we need to make sure that's the priority right now, that all the information when people join is correct and clean and direct. So let's focus on us getting that done, and after that, once it's all out, we can then focus on smashing these firm profits, right? Right, guys. I hope you learned something today. It's just a good little bit of education around the alpha boxes and VIBs and taking our entries in and out and market structure. Other than that, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll be chatting in the Discord today. Anything you need, let me know. And I'll post some more results on the back tests. All right. Take it easy, all. See you later.